Did you know that more than 90% of people fail to achieve their goals? In this relentless pursuit of our goals, why does the journey often feel so painful? Well, we all live in a framework of world where the present is seen as perpetually lacking and future as eternally better. So we prefer foreseeing a better future for ourselves. This mindset drives us to envision a future abundant with possibilities, where we hold the reins of our lives and where circumstances are markedly improved. However, there are a few problems in envisioning the future with these lenses. Firstly, we see things which haven't manifested in reality, so we make up a hypothetical world where circumstances are better for us. This makes the intolerable state of the present seem being rectified in the future. However, when we imagine a future like this, it creates a sense of chronic unease and discomfort in the present. Secondly, we tend to set unrealistic goals, either too ambitious or too indifferent. If we fail to achieve these goals, we experience disappointment, even if we appear successful to others. On the other hand, if our goals are too low, our circumstances remain stagnant. Thirdly, the world is a complex space. The faculties we use to gauge and assess our success and failure are limited. This complexity is compounded when we start comparing our framework with others. It was easy to outshine your peers in a small town where you were one of the few or the only one with a particular skill set. But in today's connected world, it is hard to do so when you compete against thousands or millions. The black and white terms of success and failures to define you provide no middle ground. So how do we deal with this dilemma of success and failure? Firstly, we ignore the obvious. We see things which facilitate our movement to our desired goals and detect the obstacles on the way. We are blind to everything else, and there is a lot of everything else. Striving in this way makes us blind to the higher callings. We are blinded by what we want, but perhaps what we need is right here. Secondly, we set vague goals. Ambiguity in goal setting shields us from the fear of failure. When our objectives are unclear, it becomes difficult to measure success or recognize failure, providing a false sense of security. Thirdly, we stop taking responsibility. It is easier to blame circumstances and people for the things we can't handle. Failing in setting the right goals, committing mistakes, and losing focus is one aspect, but not accepting and placing the responsibility on someone else is a different story altogether. So the question is, how should we be looking at our goals? Firstly, you need to cultivate self-awareness and acceptance. Begin by understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, and preferences. This self-awareness helps in setting realistic and meaningful goals. Set clear and achievable goals. Vague goals lead to ambiguous outcomes. Clearly defined objectives, broken down into smaller, manageable tasks, provide a roadmap for success. This also helps in tracking progress and making necessary adjustment along the way. Focus on the process, not the outcomes. Embrace the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. The process of striving towards a goal is often where growth and learning occurs. Celebrating small victories along the way can help motivation high and reduce the pressure of the end result. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Reframe failure as feedback rather than a setback. Each failure provides valuable lesson that can guide future efforts. Lastly, avoid comparison with others. In a hyper-connected world, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your progress with others. Remember that everyone's journey is unique and success is relative. Focus on your personal growth and milestones rather than external benchmarks. In the end, we do what we do to be contented, satisfied, and happy. But perhaps happiness is in the now, in the journey uphill, and not in the fleeting satisfaction at the next peak.